tonight we have an amazing story coming out of Wisconsin. Have you heard this yet? I almost couldn't believe it. You know how we've been telling you about how the billionaire Koch brothers who are financing Governor Walker and his attack on the middle class? Well, Ian Murphy, the editor of the alternative online magazine Buffalo Beast, prank called Governor Walker in Wisconsin pretending to be one of the brothers, David Koch. And are you ready for this? Walker bought it. He took the call and chatted with the fake Koch brother for 20 minutes. The guy, he says he's not going to talk to anybody. He's like, oh, the Kochs are calling? Oh, that's my boss. I got to pick it up. 20 minutes. His office confirmed it. I couldn't believe it. It's an amazing look into Walker's thinking. We hear Walker, in his own words, giving details of how he plans to cripple public employees in his state. Now, we're going to give you a whole breakdown of the tape in 1 second. And wait till we get to the part about baseball bats and parties in California. But first on the call, Governor Walker wasted no time threatening worker layoffs.
I've got layoff notices ready. We put out the at-risk notices. We'll announce Thursday. They'll go out early next week, and we'll probably get 5,000 to 6,000 state workers will get at-risk notices for layoffs. We might ratchet that up a little bit, too.
Yeah, ready with the layoffs. 5,000 to 6,000. Going to ratchet it up. But that's not fair. You said this was about the budget. Now, they say, yes, we'll give you all the pay cuts you want. And you say, don't worry, Mr. Koch. I'll fire him if you want me to. Then Walker made it clear that he has no intention of compromising with the Democrats.
We don't budge. If you're right, you stay firm. And in this case, we say we'll wait it out. If they want to start sacrificing thousands of public workers who'll be laid off, sooner or later, there's going to be pressure on these senators to come back. We're not.
Beautiful. So, of course, he says right there, we're not going to budge. We're never going to budge. We're going to make sure they budge. Next, the governor told the fake Koch about a plan to get the Democrats back to Wisconsin by saying he'll talk to them. But it turns out it's all a trick. Watch.
I would be willing to sit down and talk to him, the Assembly Democrat leader, plus the other two Republican leaders. Talk, not negotiate, and listen to what they have to say. If they will, in turn, but I'll only do it if all 14 of them come back and sit down in the state assembly.
He says, look, I'm not going to negotiate with them. I'm just going to talk. I'll have them come in and yell at me for an hour. But in reality, once they're in the state, he's got a plan that he's ready to unleash that says, oh, once you've agreed to it, I don't care if you recess or you don't recess. The minute you step in and you take that first action, well, we've got quorum and we can go ahead with our plan. It's the whole thing. It's to trick the Democrats into coming back. He's telling them one thing, but he's telling the Koch brothers, don't worry. I'm going to do something completely different. Now, the Democrats can't fall for that, can they? All right, look, he doubled down on his refusal to negotiate, and the fake Koch used the opportunity to give the governor tips on how to deal with the Democrats. Wait till you get a load of this.
So my sense is, hell, I'll talk. If they want to yell at me for an hour, I'm used to that. I can deal with that, but I'm not negotiating.
Bring a baseball bat. That's what I
have one in my office. You'll be happy with that. I got a slugger with my name on it.
These
Beautiful.
guys, Al Capone walking around with a baseball bat talking about how they're going to take care of these guys. I mean, look, it's the fake Koch brother, and he's feeding him, and he's seeing if he's going to take the bait. And Walker steps up and goes, oh, yeah, grab the bat. Let's go. Where are we going? Then toward the end of the conversation, Walker started talking about how he was setting the example for other states and setting the agenda to bust unions all over the country.
I talk to Kasich every day. John's got to stand firm in Ohio. I think we do the same thing with Rick Scott in Florida. I think Schneider, if he got a little more support, probably could do that in Michigan. I mean, you start going down the list. A lot of us, there's a lot of us new governors who got elected to do something big.
You're the first domino.
Yep. This is our moment.
You get what he's saying there? Mr. Koch, thank you for your $43,000 contribution to my campaign. Thank you for all the work you're doing on my behalf right now. Here's what I'm going to do for you in return. I'm going to start that domino effect. This is our moment, and then we're going to go to Ohio, kind of like Howard Dean. We're going to go to Ohio. We're going to go to Michigan. We're going to go to Florida. Yeah, and grab baseball bats all over the place. Look, this is exactly what we told you last night. We told you they were coming to bust the unions all over the country. This doesn't have anything to do with Wisconsin's deficit. And when the billionaire calls, he says, oh, yeah, you're right, Mr. Koch. Absolutely, Mr. Koch. Let's do it all over the country. Well, look, it might not be the domino effect that Walker was dreaming about, because it turns out today, thousands of protesters in Indiana won. The Republican state Senate leader dropped their attempt to eliminate collective bargaining rights. Why? Because people stood up. And then all of a sudden they got a little scared. They're like, oh my God, it's protesters. They're actually doing democracy. Also today, Iowa's Republican Governor Terry Branstad nixed his state's own union-busting bill. So 2 important victories there. But now back to the call. Walker also weighed in on his quid pro quo. Now that he's delivered for Koch Industries, what can the Koch lobbying machine do for Wisconsin Republicans?
One thing for your question is the more groups that are encouraging people not just to show up, but to call lawmakers and tell them to hang firm with the governor, the better. Because the more they get that reassurance, the easier it is for them to vote yes.
Right.
The other thing is more long term, and that is after this, in the coming days and weeks and months ahead, particularly in some of these more swing areas, a lot of these guys are going to need, they don't necessarily need ads for them, but they're going to need a message out reinforcing why this was a good thing to do for the economy, a good thing to do for the state. So to the extent that that message is out over and over again, that's obviously a good thing.
All right, you get what's happening there? All right, we need reassurance for the Republicans, okay? How are you going to get that reassurance? You're going to get ads. You're going to have to give us a little bit back for what we did for you. And finally, the fake Koch dangled a reward in front of Walker for all of his hard work going after working Americans.
Well, I'll tell you what, Scott. Once you crush these bastards, I'll fly you out to Cali and really show you a good time.
All right, that would be outstanding.
That would be outstanding. Parties in Cali. They're going Tupac style. They're like, yeah, after we're done with the bats, we'll go to California, grab at least a couple of brews. Now, you see how all this works? Walker gets campaign cash and help with ads from the Koch brothers. Then he takes out his bat and goes to work on the unions and gets rewarded with parties in California, more ads, more reassurance. And the cycle goes round and round, and you get screwed, and the middle class gets screwed, and the Koch brothers get richer. And if you didn't know, now thanks to that tape, you know.